Shalom uvracha, everyone. This week's parsha is Parshat Lecha. Hashem says to Avram, go out of your land, your father's home, your birthplace, to the land that I will show you. He doesn't tell him where, he just tests him. This is a test that Avram had to go in faith. Later on, when God promised Abraham that he would inherit the land and his offspring would inherit the land of Israel, Avram asked, how will I know? And for that reason, we received the punishment of going to Egypt. So this idea of having the blind faith in Hashem is a big deal. That's a big deal. And that is actually one of the things we did inherit from Abraham. This faith in Hashem and the strength and love, the love of kindness, the love of goodness. That's why the Torah says, Ki yida'ativ, I know and I connected with him. I know that he's going to command his children after me to follow the way of Hashem. It says clearly in Torah, they're going to follow. We're going to follow the way of Hashem that Abraham paved in the earth. It says, Echad haya Abraham. Abraham was one. He was unique in his generation. He was proclaiming the oneness of God, teaching the oneness of God. As we know, he would have guests in his home in the desert. He had a tent with 4 entrances each side, and this was in the middle of a desert. There was no food or drink there, and people would come by, and he would say to them after, they would say, thank you so much, Abraham, for giving us wonderful meat and bread and water and milk in the desert. And Abraham would say, don't thank me, thank the one God who created all of this. And if they said, how do I do that? He would teach them, say, Baruch shachal nimshalo, blessed is he who we have eaten of his bounty. So if they would say the blessing, great, they would be on their way, wonderful. And if they would say, no, we don't believe in God, Avram said, if you don't believe in God, then you believe that it's mine. And if it's mine, where would you find such things in the desert? You owe me a lot of money. And that would force them. They didn't want to pay that money, so they would definitely bless God. It's easier just to say a few words, right? You can ask the question, what's the point of forcing these people? If they didn't mean it, they didn't believe in God, why would he force them to say a blessing? Because this teaches us that even if we're doing something that we're not fully in it with our heart, the more we do it, the more it becomes one with us. The more we can have intention with that. So that's why sometimes we have to do good things, even against our will. If we know it's the right thing, we should do it. We should do what's right and what's good. In this week's parsha also speaks about our mother Sarah. Her name was Sarai first, but became Sarah. Sarah saw Ishmael, how he was behaving badly, and he was teaching. She didn't want him to influence Isaac, Yitzchak in the bad direction. So Sarah says to Avram, please kick out this woman and her son. Ishmael needs to get out of here. Avram wasn't so happy about that his son was on the bad path. Hashem says to Avram, Kol asher tomar lecha Sarah, shema bekola. Everything Sarah tells you, hear her voice. Not just hear her voice. Hear the voice of prophecy. She was a greater prophet than Abraham. This is what the Talmud says. So this shows that our religion, we always knew how great women are. We don't think men are greater than women or something. We always knew. Sarah was a greater prophet than Abraham. It says it clearly in the Torah. So this shows that we believe we are all powerful. Men, women, all of us have our power. All of us have what to bring to the table. So Be'ezrat Hashem, may we each be connected to our inner Avraham and Sarah, to have love and have the power of Sarah, and be blessed as their offspring, and bring goodness to the world. And may we all have a Shabbat Shalom. Chazak u'Baruch.